That is by far the biggest piece of advice that I will give to anyone, and I will tell you guys today.
I like me better when I wasn't yours. I'm going back, I'm going back, I'm going back, I'm going back, I'm going back to who I was before. I like me better, I like me better, yeah.
What is up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. If you are new, then welcome, and if you are not new, then welcome back. Thank you so much for tuning into another video. So as you guys can see from the title down below, today I'm going to be sharing with you guys how I am so productive. This is actually a highly requested video. I get a lot of DMs and a lot of comments asking how am I able to maintain everything on my plate. Now, I am a 4th semester nursing student. I am a senior nursing student, which is so crazy to say because time has flown. I also have my own online business. I also, upkeep my YouTube channel, and I also have a social life. I do go out with my friends, and stuff like that. So I decided to go ahead and sit down and share with you guys how I'm able to have a more productive day and get a lot more done in my day. That way I can have time for a social life. I can have time to go out. Before we hop into this video, I just wanted to throw out a very quick disclaimer. What works for me may not work for you, or it may just need to be tweaked a little bit. All of our life circumstances are different. I know a lot of you, have your kids, you have things going on, stuff like that. I totally get it. So these tips that I'm throwing out and I'm sharing, definitely see if you can tweak it. It may not be exactly what I say. It may be tweaked just a little bit, but it may still make your day a lot more productive. So with that being said, let's go ahead and hop into tip number 1. You guys, the very first way to have a more productive day is by getting up early. And I know this may sound so cliche, early bird get the worm, wake up early, yada yada yada, but seriously, you guys, starting your day a lot earlier than you normally would, not even a lot, but just starting your day at a decent time in the morning just gives you more time in the day, because we all get the same 24 hours in a day, but the way I spend my 24 hours and the way you spend your 24 hours sets us apart. So I do wake up pretty early. My body tends to wake up at about 8 or 9. That's the time that my body is like, okay, it's time to go ahead and get up. Now, sometimes I do lay in the bed a little later. It just depends on what I have going on that day. But the reason why you definitely want to get up early is because when I'm up at 9 o'clock and you're just now getting up at 11, or you're just now getting up at 12, I didn't already hit the gym, I already showered, I already began my assignments for the day, so again, the way that we spend our 24 hours in a day is the huge difference, because at the end of the day, we both have the same 24 hours. The amount of time that I have in a day does not change. It's not different. It's just the way that I'm spending it and the way that I'm utilizing that time. So no, I am not here saying that you have to get up at 6 a.m. or 7 a.m. I'm not even saying that you have to get up when I get up. You don't even have to get up at 8 or 9 o'clock. If you get up at 12, try waking up at 10, or if you get up at 11, try waking up at 9. Just try to cut back on the time, and that also means that you're gonna have to go to bed earlier. I noticed that now that I'm getting up at 8, I am tired. Honestly, guys, I'm tired by like 10 o'clock. 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, I get the yawns, and it's like, okay, where's the shower? Where's my bed? Like, it's time for me to go to bed, because I already know that my body is naturally gonna get up at 8. So my body's alarm clock naturally is like, girl, it's bedtime. Like, what are you doing? My assignment to everyone here that's watching this is to try and wake up a little bit earlier than you normally do. So if you get up at 10, try and wake up at 8, or try and wake up at 9, even 9:30. Just try. I want you guys to challenge and push yourself, because next thing you know, you'll naturally be waking up at that time, and it's like, oh, well, this is not early. This is the time that I normally get up, So try and push yourself. Tip number 2 to having a more productive day is definitely get the more urgent and the most important things done first. This is how you prioritize, and this is how you time manage. For example, let's just say that I have an assignment due tonight, but I have a project that's not due until Monday. Of course, I'm going to work on the assignment that's due first, because that's due tonight. So that's just a pretty simple example of how you would prioritize of what needs to go first. What I like to do is I like to create a top 3. I'm like, okay, in this day I need to at least get 1, 2, and 3 done. These are my top 3, and the rest will follow. If I get the rest of these done, cool. If not, cool, it'll get pushed to another day. But my top 3, they have to get done, because those are my priorities. Those are my top 3. So definitely getting the most boring and the most urgent things done first is how how you are going to have a more productive day. And when I say boring, I mean things like studying, things that we really don't want to do, but it just has to be done. We have to be adults, it has to get done. So how about let's do these things first, so in the nighttime it's like, okay, that's kind of our time because we got the most important things done because we prioritize. But now we have some, you know, extra time, so now we can maybe, you know, go out with the girls tonight, or maybe we can sit back and watch a movie, watch Netflix. So you definitely want to make sure you're getting those more urgent things done, like recording a video or doing your homework or reading that chapter. Get that done first. As soon as you wake up, grab some coffee, get it done. That way it's done by, let's say, 12 o'clock, and then you have the rest of the afternoon to yourself. Tip number 3 to having a more productive day, a more productive life, is to have a planner. If you are not new to my channel, then you know how much I rave about planners. I love my planner so much. I don't know what I would do without my planner, because everything, my entire life, is inside of my planner. If I do not put it in my planner, it's not going to get done because it cannot stick in my brain. I have so much stuff going on. Again, like I said, you guys know I have YouTube, I have a business, I have a lot going on. So for me to say, okay, I need to do this tonight and not write it down, it's not going to get done. 9 times out of 10, it's going to slip my mind because something else is going to come up and I'm just like, oh, I need to do this, and it's like, oh, well, you already had that plan. So that is why you have a planner. So I always say it's a huge difference in having a planner and using a planner. And if you are not new here, then you know exactly what I'm about to say. If you have a planner, you can literally put everything in it. You can put your life in it. Every single date, time, everything that needs to be done will be in that planner. That's having a planner. But if you do not use it, if you do not utilize the planner properly, then it's useless. What I mean by using the planner is actually taking a look in the planner. So a few tips to use a planner is to at least check it 3 times a day. I know for sure I do not check my planner 3 times a day. I check my planner at least 18 million because I am looking at it almost every single, let's say every, this is gonna sound crazy, maybe like every 3 to 4 hours I'm looking at my planner because I'm checking things off, I'm doing things like that. So you definitely want to make sure you're looking at your planner in the morning to see, okay, this is what we have to do for today, these are our top 3 priorities, and then everything after is kind of, you know, like follow-up or if we get to it. And then you also want to check it in the afternoon. Afternoon time is like, okay, did we get our top 3 done? Did we get this done? Do we need to add something? And last but not least, you want to look over your planner in the evening time. So I used to look over my planner at about 8 o'clock, but I noticed that that did not really work for me because I used to still have things going on sometimes at around 8 o'clock. So I noticed grabbing my planner as I'm crawling into bed. I keep it right here on my nightstand. As I'm getting into bed and I'm starting to get comfortable, I'll just, you know, grab my planner off the nightstand and I'll go through my entire day and I'm checking things off. Also because I am the type of person where my brain juice is just flowing. For some reason, when I crawl into bed, maybe it's like the shower. When you get in the shower or you crawl into bed, like your brain juices are just going. So that's why I said some things have to be altered. Some things have to fit, you know, your personality and the way you know, the way you work. So some of these tips you may have to alter just a little bit. So again, I like to check my planner as I'm crawling into bed because my juices are just flowing. I'm like, okay, tomorrow you need to do this, you didn't do this, also this needs to be done. So that is the best time for me to start writing stuff down. As they're coming through, I'm writing down. So definitely use your planner. Don't just have a planner. You want to be checking it, you want to utilize it, you want to put things in it, you want to check things off, you want to add things throughout the day, you want to take things off, you want to white out, you want to cross out, you want to do all those things. And with that being said, I do have a planner video. If you are interested, I'll go ahead and put it right here, and I'll also drop it in the description box down below. I walked you guys through how I planned really for nursing school, but it's the same thing with my life. I have stickers, I have markers, you know, I have colors. I make the planner nice, and that's another thing. You want to make sure you are getting a planner that is actually beneficial to you, because there are several different planner layouts. You have time blocks, you have a weekly, monthly. There are so many different type of planners, so you definitely have to see which type of planner person you are. I am personally a weekly, monthly. I like to have a monthly view so I can see my entire month, and then I also like to have a weekly view so I can see day by day. I learned that time block planners don't work for me. So that's what I'm saying. You have to learn what type of person you are. You have to learn what type of planner best suits you, so that's one thing you also want to keep in mind. Also, make sure you are making your planner fun. Get stickers, get washing tape, get things like that that's going to make you want to open up your planner. When you have something that's appealing to you, when you have something that's fun and it's not like adulting, you want to open it up, you want to use it. So try to get something that's appealing to you. Get a pink planner, get one with polka dots, get one with flowers, whatever makes you happy, whatever lights that spark in you, like, okay, I want to use my planner. Like, these markers are going to make me use my planner. These stickers, this washing tape is going to make me use my planner. You want to have something that literally lights a spark in you to open it up. So those are just a few tips when it comes to planners. Tip number 4 is to create a routine. We are humans. We love when we have a routine. We love when we know what's coming next. That is when our body is at most ease. A good way to create a routine is by getting your planner and actually walking through your week and seeing what do you normally do throughout the week. Most routines are usually based around work and school. So my routine, of course, was based around school, and my routine actually has to be changed because I am currently out of school for summer. So I am in the state of creating a new routine myself, but the body loves a routine. I am still naturally gonna wake up at 8 or 9, but what I do after that time, because I don't have to log on to class anymore, is going to change. So try and sit down and create a routine. The more at ease the body feels, the more at homeostasis the body feels, the better. So try and sit down and create some type of routine of when you want to do things, when you want to get things done, and stuff like that. Moving on, my next tip is to know when to give yourself a break. And I'm not only talking about, you know, during your day when studying or doing work or editing or whatever the case may be. You want to know when to give yourself a mental break. You want to know when to take a break from social media. You guys know I just came from my social media break because school was getting very overwhelming. You guys know finals time, you got to be all in or nothing. So I did have to give YouTube a break. I did still have some videos coming out. I still had some videos lined up, but I was on a mental break. So you have to know when to give yourself a break, because if you don't know when to, that is when you are going to get burnt out, and that is not what you want to do. So you want to make sure you are resting your mind, resting yourself, and that is going to lead me into my next tip. You want to make sure you are rewarding yourself when you are getting things done, when you're getting things accomplished. And this does not mean you have to go out and purchase a $1,500 bag all the time. It does not mean that. Giving yourself a break and rewarding yourself could be, okay, once we finish this chapter, you can go in there and get your ice cream. Once you finish this chapter, you can go and eat. I'm gonna work harder because I'm gonna go eat. I don't know about y'all, but I'm gonna go eat. So little things like that to get you through those little milestones, like, okay, yes, we read chapter 9, yes, we got this done, and then I can go get this, or I can take a break. Those are the type of things that you want to do. One of my favorite rewards to myself when I get off of, you know, my weekend shift at the hospital, I love to go to Chick-fil-A and get chicken minis. Something as small as that, or a Starbucks drink, something. It doesn't even have to be worth anything. It doesn't have to be monetary. Whatever makes you happy and say, okay girl, you got through this and you deserve this, then do that. You want to make sure you are giving yourself a break and you are rewarding yourself. Life is all about balance. You can't always work and not reward yourself or give yourself a break. That is by far the biggest piece of advice that I will give to anyone, and I will tell you guys today. The way that you can be the most productive person that you can ever be is by balancing your life. You can't always work. As much as you want to get this done and you want to accomplish this, you want to hit this goal, you can't do it all the time. You have to give yourself a break, because if you don't give yourself a break, you're not going to have that spark anymore. You're not going to have that same fuel. You're not going to have that same light when you have to, you know, go and work. You're not gonna have it. So you have to give yourself a break and give yourself time to relax. Give yourself time to just chill. And that is by far the biggest key to being productive, is having balance in your life. And that is why I have a social life. I don't think I would be as productive as I am today, or accomplish as many things that I have today, if I did not have balance. If I did not have my social life, I don't think I would be as productive, because I need that time to go out. I need that time to have fun. So when it's time for me to sit down and do some work, it's like, okay girl, you had your fun. You know, you have to have that balance. You have to have a social life. You can't bury yourself in books all the time. You can't bury yourself in work all the time. You cannot do it. You have to have a balance. Also, you have to reward yourself. Say, hey, you did a good job with this. Pat yourself on the back. I don't care how little it is. I don't care if you got 1 subscriber. I don't care how small you think the accomplishment is. You have to celebrate yourself. You have to celebrate your wins. Because when you show yourself, hey girl, you did this, yourself is like, you're right, I did. Let's do some more. You know, you have to fuel yourself. You have to celebrate every accomplishment, and you have to balance life, you guys. That is how you have a productive life. That is the key. My next tip is to definitely work and plan ahead. If you have downtime, I'm not referring to, you know, your break and your reward times. I'm talking about downtime at like work or something like that. If you have downtime, why not start that assignment? Why not, you know, get it done so when you get home you have time to do other things? I would say this is also the #1 reason why I'm so productive, is because when I have downtime, I'm not the type of person to sit and scroll on Instagram or scroll on Twitter. I am going to use my time to get something done. That is like the #1 thing I say. I might as well go ahead and do this. I might as well go ahead and do that. I just utilize my time different, and that is how you can get more things done in a day when you don't sit here and scroll on Instagram. Those 10 to 15 minutes that you scrolled on Instagram or Twitter, you could have gotten probably, let's say, a quarter or half of your paper done. And that way when you come home, you can chill, you can grab some wine, you can watch Netflix. You see what I mean? And then you can scroll on Instagram. So that's what I mean. You kind of want to start to use your downtime to work and plan ahead. Start to get things done early if you can. And if not, it's okay. But again, that is probably one of the biggest reasons why I am so productive, is because I don't waste time. I know that my time is very precious. I have a lot of stuff going on. So if I have some downtime, something else is going to get done. If I'm at work and I have some downtime, oh, trust and believe I'm gonna write a paper, or trust and believe I'm gonna be, you know, responding to my business emails. I'm gonna get something done in that downtime. Because again, remember you guys, we have the same 24 hours in a day. So you definitely have to see where you can get some work done, where you know you can elevate your productivity, where you can make better choices to help you have a more productive day. Tip #8 is creating a nice and a clean work environment. I don't know about you guys, but when my room is clean or when my desk is clean, I just feel more inspired. I feel more, you know, light. It makes me want to work. So you want to create an environment that's clean, that you feel inspired. You know, grab some cute plants, grab some nice desk decor, whatever the case may be. You want to just have a work environment where you feel inspired. Sometimes it's simple as, you know, going to Starbucks or going to the library. Sometimes I don't want to work in my house because it's like, okay, I know if I work at home, I'm going to call in a bed, so I need to go to the library. So you want to make sure you're creating and you have a nice environment, or you go to the environment that you need to get your work done. Sometimes I like to edit at Starbucks. Sometimes I like to edit at Panera Bread. It's just, you know, getting out the house and feeling more inspired, feeling like, okay, yes, I want to do this. Like, yes, this is going to make me get my work done. It's going to help me get my work done. So those are some other things you want to take into consideration when it comes to being more productive. Along with having cute stationery such as decor and planners and things like that, sometimes it's opening up the blinds, opening up the windows, letting some sunlight in, or lighting a candle, turning on some loft music, you know, like some study music. You just have to make the environment more workable, if that makes sense. You just want to make yourself want to work in the environment, and it's definitely when it's clean, it's neat, and you know, you have some sunlight, some brightness. You don't want to work in a dim room. Little things like that will definitely change a work environment. So keep that in mind the next time you head to your work desk. The next tip may seem a little cliche, but you guys, it is the #1 time stealer, and it is distraction. So things like Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, text messages, your friends, they may be distractions. So in that moment, you need to realize that it is a distraction and you need to alter it. So you need to either turn your phone on do not disturb, you need to turn it off, things like that. Because when you take the time out to scroll on Instagram for those 5 to 10 minutes, like I was mentioning earlier, those same 5 to 10 minutes could have gotten you halfway through that paper, or it could have gotten you a quarter through that paper. So you want to make sure you are actually being mature and acknowledging that you are getting distracted and not lying to yourself and saying, okay, no, I just want to scroll on Instagram, I just want to scroll on. No, you're getting distracted, so you either need to go put your phone in the car if you're at the library, you know, turn it on do not disturb, turn it off, whatever the case may be. You have to minimize distractions so you can get your work done. I know it's so cliche, you guys, but it is the #1 time stiller. I promise you, once you get to that point where you're like, okay, you're getting distracted, you'll be golden, because that's like another level of honesty with yourself and saying, okay, you're getting distracted, you need to either change locations. That's another huge thing. Sometimes when you're getting distracted, you need to change your work location. So you may need to go from your room to the dining room, or you may need to go from your house to the library when you notice that you're getting distracted. That is another level of honesty with yourself in being more productive. So the last tip actually just brought me to my next one. So I want you guys to be honest with yourself, and I want you to always ask yourself these 3 questions. Are you tired? Are you unmotivated? Or are you being lazy? Being honest with yourself and being self-aware of how you are currently feeling is another level of, you know, being mature. So you definitely have to sit down and really analyze how you are feeling. Are you lazy? Are you just being lazy? Sometimes I just have to tell myself, girl, you're being lazy. Or sometimes it's you're unmotivated, or sometimes it's you're tired, like you just need to rest. That's why you're not being productive. And a great example is just recently, before my final exam, me and Kelsey, who is my nurse bestie, hey girl, hey, if you're watching this, we were doing practice questions and I just could not get with it. Like I was not with it. And she was like, you know what, Dom, I think you're just tired. And she was right. I had literally just finished working the weekends. You guys know I work night shift at my hospital. I am a night nurse extern. I was just getting off, and then I was trying to do practice questions. I just needed to relax and just do nothing. So you have to be self-aware, and you have to talk to yourself and say, are you just being lazy? Is it just something that you don't want to do? Are you unmotivated? Do you need to, you know, change up your atmosphere? Do you know you need to take a break? Because sometimes you do have to take a break when you're unmotivated. You have to get that spark back. And sometimes you are just really tired, and that is exactly what I was when we were trying to do those practice questions. She was so right, and that's why it's so awesome to have a friend to, you know, be that other person. And that leads me to my next point, my next tip. You want to have a friend. Grab a friend when it comes to productivity. Say, hey girl, we are going to be productive today, we're going to get this done. Kelsey is definitely my person, and I know she's my person because we are going through the same thing. We're both in nursing school, we have the same professors, so she's my person when it comes to productivity. Sometimes we're like, okay, we're gonna get this done. Once we get this done, we can go get margaritas tonight or something like that. Having a friend that can hold you accountable, or as you guys heard earlier, having a friend that can see you from the outside and say, listen, you're tired, like girl, go to bed. Just having a friend is so much better, so you don't have to do it alone. Having a friend just makes life 100 times easier. And we always tell each other, like, I don't know what I would do without you in nursing school. And it's so funny because sometimes we joke about it, but sometimes I'm like on the verge of tears and I'm like, Kelsey, I don't know what I would do without you in nursing school, because she's like really my buddy. She's the person that's going through it with me. So if you can find someone to hold you accountable, I'll hold you accountable, okay? DM me or comment down below. I will hold you accountable. I will be your friend, okay? So just find someone that can hold you accountable. It makes life 1,000 times easier, I promise. So my very last tip for you guys is to set timers and time limits. So I love to have a timer that's like, okay, yes, you're gonna work this hard for this amount of time and then you get a break. So those are known as productivity apps, and I actually have one of my favorites I wanted to share with you guys. And this video is not sponsored in any shape or form. I just wanted to share my favorite productivity app with you guys, and it's called Focus Keeper. So it allows you, or it tells you to work for 30 minutes straight, no distractions, nothing like that. And then you get like a 5-minute break, and then you'll work hard again for another 30 minutes, and then you'll get like a 15-minute break. So each time you're working for a longer amount of time, and then they're giving you your break. So it's helpful to have something like that to keep you on track, especially like I said, when you have those 8-hour study days like myself and you're banging it out in the library. You have to kind of have something keep you on track. So it's definitely that app for me. So I'll have it in the description box down below. And again, this video is not sponsored by anyone. This is just my opinion. I love that app and I definitely want to share it with you guys. So you guys, that is going to go ahead and wrap up this video. I hope you learned at least one tip to have a more productive day, to have a more productive life. If you have any tips yourself, please drop them down below. You guys know I love to learn from you guys. Just like you learn from me, I learn from you. So I would love to read, you know, your tips and tricks on how you are productive yourself. And you guys know the drill. Until next time, I love you guys so much, and I'll see you in the next one.
I like me better when I was yours.